Okay, now that you're all familiar with the basic use of Python and Ipython in particular, I just want to mention two things that will make you more efficient when working with Ipython. So to start Ipython, you open the shell and you will figure out pretty soon that when starting work you always start with importing something. As a numerical analysis, you most times start with import numpy as np. And maybe some more comments, if you want to have sympy in your namespace, then you also import sympy. But well, that's basically always the same commands that you start with when starting Ipython. And since you repeat this all and all over again, you may think of a way to do this automatically. And that is where the notion of startup files for Ipython come into play. And these startup files, they are Python commands or Ipython files that are stored in a certain directory. I will point out to you in a second. And these files are executed every time you start up Ipython. So to do this, you specify and modify a file in the respective directory, which is your home directory, and then .ipython, and here you find this profile folder. The default is there anytime. Whenever you have installed Ipython, there will be this profile default, and in this there is a folder called startup, and here there are these Python files that are executed every time you start up Ipython. So let's see what is in this my input py, for example. And well, here you see that you start with importing numpy as np. Then you can specify variables if you know that you will use these unity matrices for something all time. You can specify them here. You can define functions here. You can import your own modules. So basically every command you type in here will be executed at startup of Ipython. So let's save this and see what we've got. So if we now start Ipython, then we see that np is readily available, and also these variables that we have specified in I don't remember, here it is. Also the variables that we have specified in this file are available to you. Okay, then we see, so having a look in this directory again, I want to tell you that you can have more than one input file there, and if you want to have more than one input file, you should give them a certain lexicographical order, which is adding some numbers in front of these files. So let's start with 00 my input.py, and to make sure that this is executed all time in first place, and then you can increase the numbers here to define files that are specified after the first and after the second, and so on. Okay, that's the one thing with the startup files, and on top of this there is the opportunity to define different profiles. So we had a look in this profile default, which is the default settings, but you may think of working on different projects, and in different projects you need different variables and different functions to start with. And so to have this functionality, you can use Ipython, the Ipython profile command to create a new profile, and let's call this quick and dirty, q and dirt, yeah. Then IPython generates for you these config files and all these folder structure, and then you can again same thing, define a Python file in this particular profile q and dirt, startup folder. You see here's this readme file. There's everything in what I've just told you. So we set up a file myinput.py. Here you can use either ipy or py. It just should be a Python file. Well, so here we put, because we are now in a quick and dirty mood, we do something what actually is not very appreciated, or which makes reading code very difficult if you use this, but just for a quick hack it might be okay. So we, from NumPy, we import just everything with, so let's do this. And then if we now want to start IPython in a quick and dirty mood, we use this command prof IPython minus with the option minus profile, and then q and dirty. So now we have started with the IPython profile q and dirty, and we see that because of this import star we have everything available. What? Let's see, what was the q and dirt? Okay. So actually we are with q and dirt. Here now we are with yeah, should be there of course. So, and now we can just use the commands without specifying the models where they come from. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you for listening and have fun with IPython.